Zhivago was shot.
The rest is fraud. The rest is fake.
And they're shooting a film.
It is not stone,
Old
though
Moscow
it looks
right
like
now.
stone. It is wood and cotton, though it looks like stone.
Wood and cotton.
Wood.
Not stones.
Wood.
Oh, and you said
Wood and cotton. Cotton, hard paper. Cardboard.
Cardboard.
Столбики выглядят как каменные, но на самом деле сделаны из пенопласта.
You see small poles over there, one after another, near street lamps. They look as if they were stone, but they are not. They are made of some artificial, very light material.
Different on the film. He's doing some welding there. Constructing this old town. Like a plasma torch. This is old Russia. This is old Moscow film, and behind the old Moscow film is the 21st century tower that's going up here. Different size cubicles. It's got a shape to it, an angle to it.
The houses close to each other. You can see some pretty big gaps or small sweeping side streets.
Видим, если вот то здание, оно более-менее целое, то вот в этом промежутке вы увидите только одно окно.
So over there you can see another building, and through the arch you can see some trees, which looks very realistic. But if you look through this side street, you will see just one window. So they have all different kinds of scenery for any necessary scene to shoot. Have a look at the old-fashioned fire car. The fire brigades would use a fire car like that, always red in color, very big in size, and very noisy. Mind your step right now.
Смотрите, обратите внимание на кресты, на крестах сидят вороны.
Look at the church and look at the crosses. And on the crosses we have artificial groves, which look so very realistic.
Дело в том, что когда их только поставили, настоящие вороны принимали их за живых.
He's making the point that
when they just
sitting on the
and made those crows,
those are artificial
those
crows,
birds, the real birds, told them to be real and tried to get rid of them. They pushed them away, but what can you do with papier-mâché? So the artificial ones are still here.
хотим, знаешь, создать в Москве вот под ИКО-1.
On this, I don't know, Sophie building, you can see the sign that says...
Pointing out this was a typical sign in the last century, tobacco and fair ink. They're changing the look of the palace now. Never told us what they're blowing up behind us here.
Was born.
Hans Christian Andersen.
And this is a carriage in which he traveled. That's right, it was a long journey. You know, at that time people were in a hurry. When we travel today, we put on jeans and sneakers and shirts. They would dress up to travel, because traveling was a very special event.
Still in the Mosfilm Museum here. Antique cars and vehicles. There's a B-52 bomber hanging from the ceiling. This is one of the cars Steffi and I saw a lot of the executive communist leaders riding in these tatra. There's a motorcycle steering on a personnel carrier, probably pulling some kind of a weapon behind it. A wall of, well, just a tank carrier, a personnel carrier. Looks like an American Jeep. A few of these around. There's a vehicle out there that says Fordson on it. Fordson, Fordson. Copy. This is one long vehicle here. Look at the wheelbase on this thing. Like a Packard four-door open touring car here. And a big old truck. Another view of the B-52 flying.
And only the members of the parliament, famous actors and actresses and painters and writers in the Soviet country in the 1960s, 1970s could have a car like that. The German car, Mercedes.
И последние два образца.
And the last two cars over here
Автомобиль ГАЗ М1.
This car is Russian, called gas.
Похоже на американский, на Ford 36-го года выпуска.
It looks very much like Ford car of 1936.
Потому что действительно кузов полностью скопирован.
And indeed, we borrowed it and copied it.
Эта машина была... Один вид этой машины был способен напугать всех советских людей.
When the Russians saw at night, when they saw a car like that in their yards, they realized that they have come for somebody to take those people to prison.
Машина имела прозвище «Черный воронок».
It was called Black Raven.
Человека сажали, жертву сажали на
KGB used to get these and arrest people.
This machine.
Well, why don't you show us?
I have already shown it once per day, not more often. So our tour is finished, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attention. Спасибо, Artyom. Thank you very much, Artyom, for your very interesting story. We will not see Artyom again because he belongs to Moscow studio. He's not going with us on a pleasure boat. Thank you very much indeed. And спасибо, and see you one day maybe again when I come with Grand Circle people and we can proceed to the bus.
Figuring out our earphones. Well, this is our lunch on the Moscow River, Moscova River today. Fulke is getting my windbreaker. Looks like it's called the Bolshkop. Give me a big wave now. Come on. Bon voyage! Well, there is the St. Basil's, that square from the water. Fulke has prayed there and saved our souls. Here comes the advertising around Russia now. Whoops, why is that coming in a zoom? And W power. Well, I just missed the St. Basil's again. This is the Kremlin. I don't know how many square miles. It might be 3 or 4 square miles of space inside there. It's huge. So the old walled city of Moscow was originally inside the walls of the Kremlin. That's the palace. That's the official White House equivalent, where Putin and his guys do their thing. And this is the tallest of corners. That might be the treasury underneath that star. Those stars that are lit up at night. And this is the Moscova River. We're on the Moscova River having a nice lunch tour. Charming day. Oh, here's where they are doing construction underneath the covering there. That's paint. You can see, or I'll zoom into the roofline area where they are rebuilding those buildings, and they paint what the facade is going to look like when they're done with it, probably. Colored tiles are just magnificent on these cupolas and domes. Cloudy day here. That is the church, the first church we went to. It was completed in 2005. What's it going to be, 8 years ago now? Starting to rain. An interesting story about this that I better read up on. The sculpture